Thanks for joining us, Nikki. Well, it's obviously been a while since we've caught up. What's been happening?
Oh, obviously it's not been a great start to the season. Off the field, on the field, it's been difficult. And you know, first things first, on the pitch we've not been good enough, and the biggest reason for that is because I've not been good enough. I've allowed stuff going on outside, off the pitch, to affect me, and you know, I've not been happy the last few weeks. There's been a lot going on. It's been difficult for me and Maka. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and try and dress things up and say things are rosy. We went through a lot last year, and we asked a lot of questions last year about why certain things were happening, why certain restrictions were being put on us, because things didn't always make sense to us. And then when you find out in the summer, me and Maka just felt a bit cheated, if we're being honest. But I've allowed that to affect me. I've not been me the last 5, 6, 7 weeks, and so in that respect, the players probably haven't enjoyed playing for me. I've not been happy. I've been angry, and the 2-week break's been a godsend. It's been a really good thing. Like, we didn't want to get knocked out of the FA Cup. It's given 2 weeks to reflect, refocus, and you know, we want to be here. You know, the reason we stayed in the summer when we could have gone elsewhere was we felt we were building something good, and the reason we stayed, it's not cheesy, we stayed, me and Maka, because how the fans were with us last year, and they understood when we came in it was difficult. They understood it was difficult last year, and we wanted to continue building stuff, and we've not been good enough for them this year, and I know how football works. You know, 5, 6 months ago we're choosing to stay at the club when we could have gone elsewhere. Season doesn't start very well, suddenly people are pointing the finger at you. So I've been in football long enough, I understand how it works. All I can say to the supporters is, off the field stuff is being resolved, and I won't let it affect on the field anymore. We still need to get a training ground. That's not been acceptable from my point of view. Even in the last couple of weeks, we can only train on the pitch. When we train on the pitch, we can't train in the goals. It's not easy, but I always say, tough times don't last, tough people do, and we're going to make this club good. We just need everyone to be on board with us. You know, stuff is happening off the field. Everyone has to stay with it. Everyone has to try and move the club forward. But we'll do it together. And like I say, on the pitch hasn't been good enough. I've not been good enough. But today, before the game started at 1:30, I said to the players, win, lose or draw today, the season starts now. I feel I'm back. I feel I'm back where I need to be. And I know if I'm out in that touchline, if I'm out in my technical area, I can affect the game. And the last few weeks I've been sat in the dugout, Mr. Angry, not happy. So I've not been good enough. So I can't point the fingers at the players because their manager's not been good enough. But moving forward now, we've got that first win on the board. First win's always the hardest one to get. I've got a good group of players in there, and I'm sure now that we'll start picking points up, start climbing that table.
Looking at a more positive note, obviously you touched on it, the first win of the season, beat Bowers and Pitsea 1-0 there. What are your thoughts on the game as a whole?
I thought in patches again we were good. I thought we created chances. You always feel we need that second goal. Just thankfully today we didn't need it. Zaki made good saves when we needed him. Full credit to Bowers, you know, the big lad up front. He challenges for every ball, he puts himself about. They have good athletic players around him, and you can see why they've picked up results. I'd like the second goal. Positives for me moving forward are Callum Driver's now getting consistent minutes under his belt. He's getting better. Charlie Cook's fitness is getting it where I need it to be. Travis is back to Travis of last year. You know, he had a terrible pre-season. People telling him he was going here, there and everywhere. And when they didn't come in for him, we was left with an unfit Travis. But he's worked hard. So the signs are there. You know, I don't know what the saying is, one swallow doesn't make a spring. It's just one result today. But we can now take that into Bognor and look forward.
Another Thursday day was obviously a clean sheet. Do you feel that's something that we can now build upon?
I hope so. We had loads last year, and you know, I know from a manager's point of view we are trying to be a bit more offensive. We're trying to create more chances. We were very negative last year, but that's what we need to be with the group that we had. We're trying to make ourselves a bit more open and expansive now. But with that, you're obviously going to give the opposition more opportunity. So it's getting that balance right, and again, that's on me to find the balance.
Perfect. And just lastly, we obviously go to Bognor on Tuesday. They're sort of in a similar situation in the league to us. What are you expecting from them? Tough
game, good football inside. But again, if we go there Tuesday night with the endeavour we showed today, like I say, players getting fitter all the time, we're more than capable of getting a result. And you've been interviewing me now for a year and a half. I say the same thing. If our players turn up in the right frame of mind, with the right leadership, which is crucial, we can go anywhere and get a result. And we need to make sure today is the building block. And other teams have had an 8-9 game head start on us because, like I say, our season starts today.